Greetings, Transformers. Dr. Angelo Reynolds Sr. here, live with today's and this week's final broadcast for this week of, or should I take the hat off? I don't know. It's me. Okay, I like the hat. It's summer. We'll have some fun. Okay, I'll keep the hat on, but it's me. All right, so I'm here with you guys. All week we've been talking about reprogramming your mind. Hope that you are joining us. If you're not, come on aboard, because I want to do a Q&A, give you an opportunity to share some of your thoughts for those persons who've been following it. Send your comments and your questions, because this week we discuss how to reprogram your mind. And so I began the week with the vitamin on Sunday and began to post things, and from your responses I was able to generate information that I thought would be useful for you based on your interaction with me via email, social media, etc., etc. So I'm here, Dr. Angelo Reynolds Sr., and I'm here from the Transformers Academy, as I'm with you every single day. And this is the final day for this week's transformational vitamin of reprogramming your mind. And so if you started this week thinking about ways in which you could restructure, reprogram, reinvent, if you will, refocus, whatever terminology you use that's related to reprogramming, I want you to think about how far you got, and did you just think about it, or you actually put it into play? Because that's the key here. All too many times every day I've given you at least 3 things that you could use to begin to practice on some of these things that we've been talking about. And so none of these things are useful unless you're able to apply them to your everyday life, okay? And those persons who've been following us, you know I talk about that so diligently, that the only way that these things will work for you is if you put them into action. All the material that you see, hear, revisit is useless unless we put some action to it. Okay, so if you've been with us, or if you're just coming in now, following us, this is the final day of this week's transformational vitamin. And so this was so important to me because I was one of those people who had gone through some dark moments in my life, out of focus because of some challenges and some setbacks, and some major things that I had to actually deal with, which is something that we all go through. Failures, shortcomings, setbacks, challenges, whatever it may be that sort of gets in the way with you being aligned with some of your goals and things that you sought out. These are life things. We call them life occurrences. They happen to everyone. And so the purpose of this week was to make sure that you, one, begin to think about things that have prohibited you from attaining some of those things that you've sought out for. Some of you have set goals, but you started, but you didn't reach them. Some of you had started projects, but you didn't finish. Some of you all have started businesses, but they haven't come to fruition. Some of you have started some healthier habits between healthy eating, working out, but you stopped because you didn't see any results. Some of you began to stop some of your addictions, such as drugs, alcohol, smoking, all those things that in the previous week that we talked about addictions, you thought about those things, you began them, but for some reason you didn't finish. And so that is the purpose of reprogramming, because it's a time where we get a chance to do a self-assessment and evaluation of really where we are, but more importantly, where we want to go. And so if you haven't been with us all week, I want you to think about, as we close out tonight, where do you want to get to? Where would you like to be in terms of attaining some of those goals? Reaching that level of success that you've sought out for so long, and getting some of those things that, one, you deserve, and two, that you want. But how do you get there? And this week, the reprogramming of our mind takes me back to some basic things that I know that you need, both in your personal and professional lives. And that's what we do at the Transformers Academy, because the Transformers Academy, we want to make sure that you have viable resources, viable information that you can use, because transformation is evolving. And those persons who've been following us, you know, I talk about spiritual transformations, relationships transformations, career transformations, health transformations, and educational transformations. things that you have gone through, will go through, or right at your door in terms of evolving. And so I want you to think about those things as you may visit us at some other time. Go to DrAngeloReynolds.com. Take a look at some of the resources there in terms of the books, some of the webinars, some of the things that we have set up that we're so excited about, but that we want to share with you. As the upcoming months for you, those of you in academia, the educational seminars and things that will be available for you, go take a look at it. It may be something that you can use also in your ministries. We do spiritual counseling, speaking, all those things that may be viable or may be a part of some things that you are already doing in your communities. And so we just want to be a beacon of hope or light and share some insight on some things that you can use to enhance the things that you're already doing. Because you are champions in the making, because you are warriors out in the fight, we want to make sure that you continue on. Continue on with your good work, your aspirations, impacting lives and changing people and bringing peace and hope to the world. Something that you're already doing, but we want to do it with you. We want to help you out. In fact, we want to help each other because this is about dual learnership. We learn from you and likewise. Multi-learning is shared the most when people share their experiences, but also information. Okay. So, if you didn't get a chance to see some of the previous videos from this week, just go to YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, all those things from Sunday all the way until today. You can get a glimpse of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and of course, this is the last day. And we do this every Sunday. So on Sunday, for those persons who follow us on social media, go to the social media site, Twitter, LinkedIn, all that stuff, and you'll see the posting of the week. Every week there's a new transformational vitamin, something that may be good for you, but may be good for someone else. You may know someone who may want to benefit from one of the vitamins of the week. If that's the case, pass it on. We look forward to hearing from them as well. Okay, so let's close out what we've talked about for this week. As we zoom in and close this evening's broadcast, let's just make sure that we begin. Let's recap and summarize everything just in a couple of minutes nutshell. We began talking about some things that you can use that may be beneficial in reprogramming your mind. I talked about things such as persistence, consistency, beginning with the end in mind, focus, also never quitting, also removing ourselves from toxic environment and also toxic people, being able to place ourselves somewhere where people are like-minded. In other words, they may not necessarily be on the same vision or path, but they're on the vision or path to something. And so you'll know that when you're around people like that, your minds are like. And so you'll talk about things, you'll share values, you'll encourage people, and you'll encourage each other. That's what it's all about. Being able to get the support and encouragement as you begin to revamp, refocus, and reprogram your whole mindset. It's not as difficult or daunting as you may expect. It's right knocking at your door. You just have to grab it. But I'm here so that I can give you some assistance. I know you've already begun. If you have some comments that you want to share with us and you want to send these things in, send it up to our website, DrAngeloReynolds.com. Hit me up on Twitter, Facebook, all those things that you can get in contact with us and share how your experience has been this week or another week that you had a chance to go back and take a look at some of the information. Okay, I hope more importantly than just taking the information in, most importantly, I hope that you use it. Because when we take information that we learn and hear, it's not incredibly powerful or useful until we apply it to everyday life. All this information becomes useless unless it's the application of your efforts. And so remember that. And once you begin to apply things, the steps will fall right in sync, and one thing will come for another, and you'll begin to see changes that you've been looking after for so long. I hope that this evening has been a beacon of hope and inspiration for you, because that's what we do at the Transformers Academy. I'm Dr. Angelo Reynolds Sr., and on Sunday we begin our week with a new transformational vitamin. And if God's will, I will see you all and talk with you then. But until then, what I want you to do is, 1, take care of yourself. 2, share love, embrace love. Love someone, bring peace and joy and hope to others. Because once we begin to do that, we can see a difference in the world. You can do it. You're capable of doing it. I know you're already doing it, so share it with someone else. And if it's God's willing, I hope to see you all and dialogue with you on Sunday as we begin your week, and we begin the week together with the transforming vitamin of the week. Whatever that may be, it'll come to me on Sunday. I'll see you then. Send me your comments, send me your questions, drangelareynolds.com. I hope to see you soon. Let's get to work.